welcome to Racecraft again. Just got this Scorpion finished, 302 Windsor, big brake conversion and so forth. As you can see, it's ready to go, and we're about to start on another one, which I'll show you in a moment. So the other Scorpion has just left us, and this is the next one. So one in, one out. This is a 79 model, so quite a lot of differences in the body shape and parts of the suspension and so forth between this and the car that has just left. So already done the brake conversion on it. We've got our HZ calipers, HQ rotors. They've been re-drilled to Ford pattern. I've had to change the lower control arms and so forth, but I'll get to that in a minute. When the car arrived, it had that Windsor already bolted into it. I've pulled it out because I wasn't happy with the way the mounts were on it. So I'm going to mount it with my front plate, as I usually do. It had these mounts on it, one of which broke off. But the problem with these mounts is that where they sit on the block, sort of in the middle of the block, could be where your pipes want to come through. So by putting the front plate on, you eliminate that completely. So they're gone, and we've got more room for extractors. So this is the original arm of this 79 Scorpion, and you can see it's quite a bit different to a Sigma arm. But we've put these ones in because they have 4 bolts holding the lower ball joint in rather than a press-in ball joint. And it also converts the strut to a 2-bolt steering arm strut, which the Holden brakes go on fairly easily. So that's part of that conversion there. I'll talk about what I do to the lower control arms in a moment. Because this is a new build and we've only just barely started on it, I'd like to put the question out there. Is there anything that you'd particularly like to see in building a V8 Scorpion? I'll go through, we'll cut the front end, we'll put the radiator support panel in, get the motor mounted up and so forth. But put it in the comments if there's anything there that you particularly would like to see. Sigma lower control arms. There's something I'd like to show you. This is your standard arm. It's got a rubber bush in here. Well, as Sigmas get older, these rubber bushes are going to get harder to get. Speaking of hard, these ones are as hard can be. So if you want to pull any caster angle into your Sigma, it's very difficult to do because it's got to distort this rubber bush. What I like to do is to bore the end of the arm out, and then I put a sleeve in it. That sleeve gets welded in. So this is one that I've already bored out and already put the sleeve into. What I then use is a spherical bush. Now, that's like a Heim joint. It's steel on steel spherical bush. So under braking, cornering, you don't get any deflection in this. The other good thing about this is it's Ford territory. So these are easy to get and they're quite cheap. The good thing is that you don't get any distortion in it. So if you set up your wheel alignment with X amount of toe in or toe out if you want toe out, when you put your foot on the brakes, these aren't going to stretch and change your wheel alignment. They really do help to improve the feel of the steering. So I've got one here where the bush is already pressed in. So that's the Ford territory bush already in. Now the beauty of these bushes is because they are a spherical bush, they move in every direction. So I'm just going to demonstrate something here for you. That's the standard Sigma control arm. I'm just going to pop that in the vise there. A good tighten up. Now if you're going to pull caster into it, you need to pull the arm in one direction. And as you can see, that really does not want to move. Yes, part of it is because it's an old bush, but I don't know about your experience. Mine with new modern rubber bushes is that they're not really made of rubber. They're made out of some sort of rubberish material, and they crack and they break up in no time at all. So the beauty of using the Ford territory bush is that you get movement in all directions. So if I just nip that up there, Moves in every direction. So you want to put more caster into it, no problem at all. And it'll still swivel in that direction, no trouble at all. So if you want to modify your control arms, this is the trick way to do it. And these will be going in that white Scorpion that we've got downstairs. We've stripped this car out now. We've cut the front out, going to put the new radiator support panel in. We've stripped out all the engine bay because we're going to repaint the engine bay before the motor goes in. So now's the time to do it. Already drilled the firewall for the big booster. So we'll put that in, make up all the brake lines and everything. And then we'll get on with mounting the motor up. So that's about it for this one. In the next video, we'll be doing mounting the gearbox. There's a little problem with the diff. We're going to look at that as well. But that'll be in the next one. So thanks for tuning in.